This is a Winchester manufactured Enfield Pattern 1914 or a P14. This is a Winchester Mark I or Enfield P14 Mark I. And the P14 was born from the P13. Now, there's an interesting history with these models in that after the British experienced very accurate marksmanship from German Mauser rifles from the Boer, using mainly Mauser 1893s and 1895s and 7mm against the British old 303 black powder blunt nose rounds, they sustained horrible casualties from long-range accurate fire. So the British developed a more modern rifle called the P13 using a very high velocity 0.276 round. However, by the time World War I broke out, 1914, they were not geared up to produce the pattern, the P13, and had to fall back on the old S.M.L.Es. Vickers, who was supposed to be the main manufacturer of the P13, just could not get it up to speed, as well as just trying to talk about or deal with the logistical nightmares of outfitting an entire military service from 303 to the .276, and contracted with 3 American manufacturers, Winchester, Remington, and Eddystone, to manufacture what they called the Enfield Pattern 14, or using the standard 303 British Mark 7 ammunition, which is a vast improvement which was introduced in 1903 over the old 303 black powder blunt nose ammunition. So this particular model here is by Winchester, and the British considered the Winchesters over the Remingtons and the Eddystones as a superior rifle in terms of accuracy and quality of materials, and as well as engineering and build quality. The 1914, the Pattern 1914, was finally approved by the British government in January of 1916, but it wasn't until June of 1916 in which a rifle was made. Winchester was the first to the table with a rifle that met these standards. This particular rifle was manufactured in June of 1916. It has a mixture of Mauser action, so it has 2 lugs in the front and 1 lug in the back here. It has cock-on closing, which is what the British wanted for rapid fire instead of cock-on opening, which is what the Mauser design used, and the Americans in the 1903 Springfield. So this has adjustable sights in the rear. This battle sight is set at 300 yards. You flip it up like this and you can go from 100 yards on out. Another interesting thing about this rifle is that it's never gone through factory repair at Wheaton. And so this thing is totally original. I can tell from the unit brass disc on this gun that after it was approved by the British government, it went to England in the middle of 1916 and went to an officer's training school where riflery was taught. And there it spent its entire life. As far as I can tell, it was never really issued in battle. And then it went into storage and never went through factory repair. Sometime after 1968, it was imported from Great Britain into the United States because it has an import stamp on it. It's a lovely mechanism on this thing. It's all original. Let's see, you can see hopefully you can see the Winchester stamping on the stock, and right here is the unit discs that you have numbers all over it that I can track down and figure out the history of this gun. There's the unit disc right there. So we'll take this beautiful rifle out on the range here and see what it can do. And remember, this is a all original, unmolested Winchester Pattern 14 made in June of 1916. Well, I didn't show this, but I just fired 2 rounds out of that rifle at 100 yards just to see where I was with regards to my sight picture. And you can see that rifle made in 1916 does okay. So what I'm going to do, since I understand the sight picture, let's move it over to these more fun movable targets that we can actually see things going on. All right, so we're going to start at the top tier, way over to the right. There's quite a few targets within view there. Here's the 2 rounds that hit the paper down there. So what I'll do, I have to stagger this thing up front here. There you go. Put in 3 rounds. And I think what I'll do is shoot for the can. Putting your ears on seems to help. Let's go to the gong next to it. That's an 8-inch gong. Oh. Let's see, we'll do the 10-inch gong next to that one. Whew. Let's go down to the bottom tier, that 8-inch gong on the bottom tier, the gong to the left, to the right. Okay. Let's see. How about that gong next to it? 6-incher. There we go. Try another. Oh, I know. Let's try that engine head way to the right. The yellow aluminum engine head. Okay. Let's move out to the 160-yard area. So we're out there at 160 yards. We'll start off with 2 rounds in the torso. All right, we'll try center of mass shot. Another center of mass try anyway. Yeah, well, I can see on the torso. Oh yeah, I'm hitting high. One here, two here, and I think I'm aiming in here. It's hard to tell with the post sight. Well, we have walked, just going back and forth the targets, 9/10 of a mile. It's hard to tell what's going on at 160 yards by the telescopic sight, but I'm going to try a sight picture adjustment and see what happens. I'll do the torso first. Of course, I really can't see, but it sure sounds like a more solid hit, like in the middle. Torso. Definitely. So let's go after that round 10-inch gong on the left again with an altered sight picture here, or at least where I'm going to try to hold the post. There we go. I can see where it hit. That's 6 o'clock. Again, same target. This time swinging. Let's try that round one on the right, the 10-inch on the right. Hanging by one chain, either hit it too high or just the chain was weak right there and broke. Okay, let's put a couple more down there on the torso at 160 yards, and then we'll move out to 220. See how futile that might be. What if I can hit the back of that swinging target on the left, on the right I just hit? Yep. Okay. Another torso. Well, here's my back shot. Yeah, there's the one that broke the wire right here. It was high and to the left. I think. No. That was it right there. Just snapped the wire right in two. I can see it's just where it scraped. And so here they're hitting. You can see most of everything. The pattern seems to be to the right. Okay. So being that this rear sight is adjustable for elevation only, then your windage adjustment comes from drifting the front sight post. And since I want my bullets to land to the left, I have to drift this front sight to the right. So this is the setup: a brass drift, softer material than the steel front sight here, and a hammer, and I have the screwdriver on here just to support the barrel, so I'm not just whacking on this thing. Let's see if I can get this camera set up to show what I'm up to here. So I need to move that sight downwards. You can see it's been moved before. That's by me. I need to move it some more. I can feel it right along here. I don't want to give it a huge whack. Oh, this is nice and stable. All right. Yeah, it did move some. Okay, let's fire a round down there and see if it made any difference. Okay, we made some minor adjustments to the front sight. As you saw, we drifted it. Let's just see at the torso at 220. Let's see what we can do here. Oh. That's a nice hit. Another one at 220, torso. Yep. But relative to having a peep sight up front, these posts they're a battle sight. They're certainly not a target sight. Let's do a torso again. That's what these sights were designed for. Let's do another torso. Yes. Put 2 more rounds in here, and then we'll call it the day with regards to the video. But I'm going to do some more practicing working on the sights. Let's do 2 more on the torso. Yeah, so if you do the center of mass aim, well, we've just finished a pleasant afternoon shooting with this 1916 made Winchester P14 for the British Army under contract by Winchester, shipped back over to England in 1916, went to an officer's training school, and then stayed over there and came back in the United States sometime after 1968. This is a fine shooting rifle. You've been seeing it being shot with just its standard battle sights. Another example of not having to have a fancy rifle, but just having a good, well-made, thoughtful gun, and you can really have a lot of fun with it. Thank you for watching Ken's Show and Tell. Till next time.